Greetings, Poke fans. Welcome back to Poke Relaxing. Today we are going to do kind of a behind the scenes, I guess. Not that much behind the scenes, but I'm going to show you sort of my thought process on pricing some stuff that I am going to sell as the operator of a very, very, very small online store where I try to list some of my inventory, both for Pokemon stuff and for sports cards, but usually failed pretty radically at that. But I have had a lot of requests, and by a lot I mean 3, but that's 3 more than usual, from folks wanting to take a look at my online store, which I do mention in my videos. But I haven't. Take you over there real quick. I haven't had much up there for Pokemon stuff. Go over here, go Pokemon and TCG. So this is the site hotcardboard.com for those that have asked. The last remaining thing is this battle deck, which is actually not a bad one. It's Battle Decks Go. It's the Charizard one, but I'll probably adjust my pricing on this because I basically have it up for like MSRP, and I like to, as you'll see, do a little bit better than that. Otherwise, people just kind of aren't really motivated to buy. So I'm just gonna kind of put stuff up here, and then we're gonna go and see what I should price it at, and I'll talk a little bit about kind of how I make these decisions. And actually, let's see if I have a little bit of note paper. Can maybe jot some stuff down for you all and kind of walk you through how I think about these sorts of things. Not that I think too much about this kind of stuff, but I do like to have something of a coherent strategy for how I price things. So first thing up here is, and actually I'll probably, let's see how do I want to do this. I don't know. We'll put that there, and I might move that camera by the time I come back. But we're going to look. So this is a Terastal Festival Japanese booster box. That's the Japanese version of Prismatic Evolutions, and as you probably know, but may not, because it's not too new, or it's not too long that they've been doing this, but TCG Player does list Japanese sets. So if we go over here, we can see their listing for these boxes, and as you can see, it's kind of right on the button at about $100 for these things, and it's kind of been going up a little bit ever since, it looks like, about sort of end of December. It's probably, I'm trying to think when the last time I picked some of these up, but I don't really remember. So yeah, so you look at the last sales just to kind of get a sense here, and there's some Korean ones in here. Korean stuff is cheaper, but the last few sales are basically $102, $102, $90, $97, $90. So somewhere between $90 and $102 is about what these are going for. So let's talk about a little bit of math, and I'll bring you over to my little notepad right here. So gosh, I wish I had a nice Sharpie, but I don't. Oh, I do have a Sharpie. All right, so let's call like MSRP on this thing about $100, right? Now, if you buy this, and that's shipped, okay, so that's including shipping. So if you buy this at TCG Player, you're going to pay, let's just call it 7% tax. So to your door, you're going to pay about $107 if you buy this box from TCG Player, right? If I were to sell this box on TCG Player, I would get, $100. I would get $100 for it, but I would pay, basically it's like, I think it's like 13%, because they charge you like the credit card fee, and then a 10% fee on top of that. So, 13% of $100 is $13, so 100 minus 13, I should do that in my head, but I'm too old. Is $87, so 13%, and my net is $87. But let's see, I also, with that $100, because that's shipped, I have to ship that, so it's probably gonna cost me anywhere between, I guess, probably like $8 and $10. Like if it's in Hawaii, it's probably gonna be $10. So if let's say we take out 7 for shipping, and really I'm gonna make about 80. So herein lies the arbitrage, opportunity for you and I as buyer and seller. You buy through TCG Player, you pay $107. I sell through TCG Player, I only make $80. So if I sell this through my website, then most of this fee goes away. Not all of it. I do have to pay shipping still, assuming one gets over the minimum shipping price, and on my site I think that's like $150, so this would not quite make it. But if you bought 2 of these, then you'd get free shipping and I'd have to pay the shipping. But let's maybe, I don't know, let's do this. Like, if I sell on my site, I'll put sell direct here. So I'll sell it for, let's just say, $90. And then I'm going to pay 3%. So that would yield me $87.30. And again, if you only bought 1 box, you would pay for shipping. So your price would be, I think, what do I charge for shipping? I think, let me check real quick. Oh man, what's going on here? 150 is the minimum, and then all right, I'm pretty sure it's $8 I charge for shipping, right? So she would actually pay $98 if I sold for $90. You had to pay shipping. I paid the 3%. I would net $87.30. So I make $7.30 more than I would have under TCG Player, and you pay $9 less all in for your box. So let's see, you save $9. I save $7.30 if I put it at $90. So that's kind of a pretty good example of the outcome I like to see in my pricing. I just sort of picked 90 out of thin air. I mean, $10 off 100 seems pretty logical. But if this turned out a little bit different, like maybe I only saved $1 or you only saved $1, something like that, then I would adjust that probably, and we'll see, how that works out on some of these other examples. But based on just sort of the trial and error of picking 90, I think that's probably a pretty solid price. So I'll probably put 89 $8.99 on this box on the website. And again, if you buy just one box, you will pay $98, which is $9 cheaper. If you buy two boxes, well, then you're really in the business, because then you're only paying $90 a box at that point instead of $98 because of the shipping. And you're actually saving $17 per box that you're buying if you buy two boxes at $89.99, and then you get the free shipping. So, volume discounts, people. But saving $17 on an item by buying two is a pretty solid deal, in my view. So anyways, that's one example. Let's take something a little bit smaller. We have a Surging Sparks sleeve booster. I don't have too many of these left. I had one full case, and opened a bunch when I got it, and ended up selling a bunch at the last card show that I was selling cards at. And now what I have left is what I've got to be able to sell online. So let's go back to TCG Player, Surging Sparks sleeved, and see what these go for. So we're going to be fighting over pennies now, but the current market price for these is $7.69. Lowest you can get is $7.99 shipped. So we'll kind of take that $7.69 number and say that's sort of market price. That's a little bit weird on these because a store like mine, again, I charge $8 flat rate shipping for anything under $150, so you would be insane to buy one pack. But there are people on TCG Player that will sell you one pack for $8 shipped. And they'll probably try to stick that in an envelope, although I'm just reading over here. I've seen this a lot recently. They say, please order a minimum of 8. So really, minimum order is like $64 is what they're saying, and then they're going to probably spend, $7, $8 to ship that to you. I wish I could kind of do that sort of thing on sort of lighter stuff, because, I can ship 3 of these for probably $4. Pretty easily, but I would have to figure out some way to have a lower shipping apply to these smaller items. And I did actually figure that out one time, because I was gonna put up like a bunch of singles and then have the shipping be like $3 or something, or $4, which is about what it costs to ship like a slab or a single card with tracked shipping. But I forgot how to do that, and yeah, it's just easier to have a flat rate shipping, unfortunately. And then you kind of have to make it a reasonably high amount, because, people do order things that are very heavy, like an ETB, and that will cost, $8, $9, $10 to ship, depending on where the person who's buying it is located. So anyways, $7.69 is the price I'll use as kind of the market price. And, assume you're going to have to buy a number of these, either from me or from whoever you buy on TCG Player for that to make sense. If we say $7.69 is the price, and then you have to pay the old 7% sales tax, that's going to be times 1.07. $8.22 per pack is what you're looking at there. If I sell for $7.69 and I pay a 13% fee, again, I think we're just going to exclude shipping, because again, the assumption is you're going to have to buy a bunch of these either way. So $7.69 times 0.87 equals $6.69 is what I would get per pack if I sold on TCG Player, and then somebody's paying shipping. Who remains to be seen. So let us say something like, let's try $6.99. All right. If I sell for $6.99, then you would pay. And by the way, I'm assuming you're not going to pay sales tax if you order from me, which is generally true unless you live in North Dakota. If you do, my apologies. You're going to pay sales tax, but everybody else in the country would probably not. At least until I get much bigger and start, sort of selling the minimum amount required to trigger sales tax liability in various states across the country. Anyway, $6.99, and if you buy from me, well, I guess the really the only thing is the shipping. But let's so basically you pay $6.99 instead of $8.22, and then we figure out shipping as a separate matter. If I sell for $6.99, then I would have a 3% credit card fee, and I would net $6.79 instead of $6.60. I can't remember if that's a 4 or a 9, but in any event, about 10 cents more, and you would be saving $1.22. So you save, again, at this $6.99 price, you would save on a per pack basis, excluding shipping, about $1.22 per pack, and I would be making about 10 cents more. So here's a situation where, I probably would say that, I could price these a little higher, but a sort of third factor, other than trying to kind of give both of us a deal, better than what we would get on TCG Player, is like, how much do I have invested in these things? And like these Surging Sparks boosters I got from my distributor back when, the original product was allocated. So, I know I paid very little for these. It was probably right around like $3, I think, is what the wholesale is for a booster pack. So, I've got room to move on those, and I'm not particularly attached to them. Other things I might list, but I don't really, get that excited about the idea of selling them, so I'm less inclined to cut a deal. In this case, I don't mind moving these. So if people get a better deal on them than I do in terms of what we save from TCG Player, I'm happy with that. So I do think $6.99 probably is a decent price for these, even though I'm theoretically making relatively little more than I would selling them on TCG Player at the higher price of $7.69. But I suspect people, probably will just order a few of these with a larger product or something like that. All right, now let's do a big dollar item, which is going to have free shipping because it's going to be over the 150 minimum just by buying one of these. This is a Surging Sparks booster box, very hot commodity at the moment. Got a handful of those that are not in cases, so I'm happy to sell those off right now. Let's check it out. Surging Sparks booster box. Alright, so there it is. Yeah, these things have been kind of Holding steady north of about 245, kind of going to 250 since, early January. So over a month, they've been pretty steady after kind of taking off from this previous level of about 210, 213. If we look at the last few sales, all right, we want to say, so yeah, 247, 247, 247, 247, a bunch. I think there's one person that's selling them. Well, maybe not. These are all kind of a little bit different. But basically 248 is what these are going for all day long. And again, we can ignore shipping now because, well, it's a cost that I bear because it's over the minimum. Where's my pen? Where's my pen? Where is that thing? You guys see my pen anywhere? Alright. Try this pen, which is like a whiteboard pen. Alright, so $248 is the price that you would pay. And then tax would be 7%. You would pay no shipping. So on TCG Player, you would pay, this again, assuming 7%. Now, I forgot to mention, like if you live in New Hampshire, you're not paying sales tax, so you can just ignore that. I guess I cannot ignore it because most states do charge it, so it does factor into vast majority of people's decision making. And also, like, California sales tax is probably like 9%, depending on what county you live in. So $265 to your door is what you're paying for one of these boxes. Maybe I'll put this in the background. $265 to your door is what you're paying on TCG Player if you buy a Surging Sparks box. And if I sell for $248, again, I'm paying the 13%, and then plus probably to ship this, probably $10. So let's see, 248 times 0.87 equals 215.76 minus $10, and I am making 205.76. So here we have, a lot of room between these two numbers, right? Almost, well, actually more than $60 in difference. So here's where we can really, help each other out a lot. I can save you quite a bit from TCG while also helping myself make more than, I would make on TCG Player, right? So I don't know what the magic number is. Let's say, let's say like 225. 225. Kind of. Yeah. All right. What? 225. All right. So if you pay me 225, again, no shipping, no tax, your cost is 225. So that's $40 off of what you would pay to your door from TCG Player. If I charge 225, I pay 3% plus the 10. So let's do that one. 225 times 0.97. That's going to be 218 minus $10. I make 208.25 if I do that. Okay. So a little bit more. So here's, again, you're saving about $40. Yeah, $40. A little over $40. I'm saving like $3. So this strikes me as maybe a little bit too aggressive. Again, if I was looking to blow these suckers out and I didn't really care about them remaining that long and I wasn't happy to hold them for a long time, I might be, perfectly happy making just a touch more than I would make on TCG Player. But I'm actually, fine keeping these for a while. So I'm going to try 235 and see what that comes to. That's still going to be a $30 savings over what you would pay to your door. TCG Player. So if I put it 235, then I net 217.95. So you save $30. I gain, I guess that's what I should be saying instead of saving. I gain, let's see, 217.95 minus what I was making under TCG, which is 205.76. I gain $12.19. So that seems pretty solid. So I think the 235 is probably what I would do, and of course that's going to be 234.99 because we got to pretend like we're in a grocery store in the 1960s, right? So there you go, 234.99 is what I will put these out at. So there you go. I have a few other items that I'm not going to go through on video. I'm just going to figure out the price, but I just want to kind of give you a preview of what you're going to be seeing on the site because a lot of people have been asking. So I got a bunch of these 3-pack blisters, which I really like because, they keep the packs nice and safe and untampered with. So I feel like they're good for holding on to for the future, and they're also good to break into if you want to break packs that have not been, molested. Temporal Forces, 3-pack. We got Scarlet and Violet, 3-pack. This one actually has a price, I think, that I had on this at the card show I did about a month ago, so I'm kind of interested to see how that's coming up, especially because Twilight Masquerade booster boxes are now, I think, like pretty confidently at $200 or like $1 under that, $1.99 or something. So this might have gone up in pricing when I looked that up. And then there's another one that's kind of fun. These were available for a long time from my distributor, and I wish I would have ordered more of them because they're pretty cool. But a lot of people hate these because you see the little eraser that you get in this kind of, is encased in a bubble, and it takes just a ton of space. So a case of these is only like 12 because it's so thick and so takes up so much volume. But the packs are very solid. One Twilight, one Temporal Forces. Very good packs. So I have some of these. I thought you might want to see the erasers up close. There's 2 kinds of erasers you can get. One is Belly Bolt and one is Gengar. And they're actually pretty cool, I have to say. Very kind of heavy, sturdy eraser material. So if you do have need for a fun eraser, these are actually pretty sweet. But I think what a lot of people have done when they've ordered these, from their distributor is just break all the packs out and then, sell these for $2-3 on eBay or wherever, or sell them in, groups of 5 or 10, which is actually not, a bad idea because these are pretty cool things. Like if you want a Pokemon eraser, that's tough to beat those, I think. So anyways, those are a couple more things, and we'll see. I mean, I have just a ton of stuff, but a lot of stuff I have is in sealed cases. So I'm kind of inclined to keep it that way. I'm sort of a big fan of sealed stuff, sealed cases, so I like to keep those around as long as I can, but someday I will probably have to break them down just because I'm going to be running out of space in a lot of cases. Like I have cases of those Charizard, like I think they're called super premium boxes, the ones with the little, well, not the little, but the big figure of Charizard, and then like can't remember how many packs are in there. I think there's like maybe 12 or something. Those just take a mountain of space, and then I have a lot of like collector tins or collector boxes, collector chests they're called, which is like the lunch boxes, and also collector tins, which I bought up when they were kind of the last things that we had available to us from distribution, and so those are taking up a lot of space. All right, that's what we got for today, folks. Hope everybody's doing well. Please stop on by hotcardboard.com and check out what I've got there, and hopefully I'll have all of these items and more up by the time that you see this. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you ever want me to open something on a video for you, I'm happy to do that. And then, sleeve up your hits for you and send it on out to you as soon as I've made the video. So, thanks so much. Catch y'all later. Till then, stay relaxed. Bye now.